Good afternoon. Hello. About ready to get started here. I'm just going to share this on Twitter. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Echo, echo, echo. There we go. Magneto! そうですよ。戦利1980。これがコミッションです。大阪コミコンからの。以前、プロフェッサー X のコミッション頼んでくれた方の、なんだっけ、これのペアが欲しかった方で、またこれ、ほぼ終わってるけど、あとちょっとインクをつけましょうね、と思った。Good afternoon. ありがとうございます。昨日、タリーズで、この下書きとインクだけを塗って、ただそこでこう、水を使って、あれなんですよね、インクをつけるとちょっと不便なので、色塗りとか、インクをつけるときは、やっぱ家でやった方が便利だな。違う。OK。Alright。やりましょう。今、ツイッターでシェアしたので、まあ、YouTube の方にも今同時でライブ配信をやってます。ちょっと確認しますね。お客さんの。インスタでライブするとやっぱり日本人が結構見ていただけますね。YouTube だけで配信すると、生配信をすると、ほぼ、日本人が少ないんですよね。だからこっちインスタとこれも同時にできると、今試してやってるけど、結構うまくいきますよ。Black and white ミニ色紙。OK。Alright. Hello there. How you doing? Taking it from May. Let's see. All right. Here we go. 東京コメント後の受付始まりましたね。うん。先生は今年も参加してくれますか？うん。もう東京コミコンはもう大阪コミコンの時にすでに担当者と話し合って、東京のところを抑えてるんですね。毎年参加させていただいてます。Hello, Boogie65. Thank you. So I did live stream. I didn't do live stream yesterday, but I videoed myself doing this, the beginning of this picture at Tully's. Now I've got to finish it off today. And I'm going to be working on, let's see, I've got 4 pictures I'm going to be working. Konnichiwa. Yokoso. I've got 2 Jason Momoa Aquaman pieces to work on. So this is one of Jason Momoa, and this is another Jason Momoa. Got these 2アーティストの皆さんの宣伝ポストさせていただきます。ぜひよろしくお願いします。この前も大阪コミコンでもすごいお世話になってましたね。本当におかげさまでたくさんの方が前をもって自分のことを知ることができた。おかげさまで。So these two are both in, so all these two are in color, and the Magneto one's gonna be black and white, and then I've got another one that I'm working on, and then I'm gonna try to start working on 2 more today. So there's a lot to be done. We'll see what happens. All right, so let's put some, get out my reference photos here. Hello, Dandelion. All right, hold 1 second. Ganbarimasu. Thank you, MP. All right. Here we go. Okay. So what I'm going to try to do is mess around with this background to look like magnetism is going on. I'm going to add in some values here though. Oh, BN ラスベガス、こんにちは。お昼ご飯食べながら見ます。ぜひぜひ。So, YouTube にもコメントが入ってくるから、同時に読もうとしてます。I'm live streaming on YouTube and on Instagram at the same time using Restream. So I've got comments going in from both sides. Magnito からですね。Hello, DJ Ronnie. からじゃなくて、今回は、マグニットがあれなんですよ、白黒なんです。これ、東京コミコンに東京コミコンか去年の大阪コミコンどっちかだったんだけど、あれを頼んでいただいたんですよ。プロフェッサー X、の実写版の作品を頼んでいただいた方が、これのこうペアが欲しくて、だからそれの似たような感じで、このマグニットを書かせていただいています。Hello, DJ Ronnie. Good to see you. And Antipode. All right. So I'm going to play around with this. One time I watched a Gundam episode for 10 minutes without noticing that the subtitles weren't on. It happens. That means that the visuals were, telling you all that you needed to know. We're able to convey what was happening without having to be understood, which is a good thing. Hello, Iron Wolf. Konnichiwa to you too. And Iron Wolf, thank you for that video. I always appreciate those. Well, that could be it too. Maybe you slept with the book under your pillow or something like that. I mean, that's how I learned Japanese. So I'm trying to imply magnetism with like these little awesome, awesome. I'm always tempted to do them, but I'm like, you know what? He seems to he's probably having a lot more fun doing them than I am, so I'm gonna let you go at it. I always scared to put like music on Twitter, but I guess it's okay with the videos. Have you had any problem with them being taken down? Welcome to everybody watching. Got a few viewers over on Instagram and here on YouTube. Appreciate you all taking time out of your schedule to come check out my work. Huh. Yeah, I'm always wondering like what the rules are about videos or music with your videos. So that's why I tend to just I with Instagram it's easy because you have all the music on there that you use is got the A-OK from Instagram, but not sure how the whole Twitter thing works. Oh, that's good. I'll try it out. Hmm. Yeah, the video, that was a fun piece to work on. Like, I think that's the 3rd or 4th Vader piece I've done. All right. I'm not going to spend too much more time on this. I think I'm going to be pretty easy with this one. We'll apply a little bit more magnetism here. I'm just playing around. My goal is to get these 3 finished, have a little bit of lunch, and then I've got another 2 commissions I'm going to work on today. I want these metallic spheres to kind of stand out a bit more. I feel like they get lost a bit. Backtrack's wonderful. Thank you, Ever. Appreciate that. いつも話しながら書いてすごいですね。ええ。コミコンもそうなんですけどね、お客さんと喋るのが、あれなんだよ。えっと、もうやらないといけないことだから、これもいい練習になりますよね。もう外でも結構書くことも多くて、よく、あの、声かけられるんで、でも全然、書きながら、真っ白になりますよ、頭が。その方がいい結果が出るからさ、全然歓迎します。All right. Reminds me of the scene in the iron out of the yeah, well, I've kind of combined that with a different picture from another movie. ランチは何ですか？ランチは決まってないよね。食べるか食べないかまだ迷ってるとこ。さっきちょっとおやつを食べたんですよ。All right, here we go. I'm gonna call this one quits. Why are there only 2 likes on this video? Etiquette people. It's okay. If I start looking at likes and stuff, it'll drive me crazy, so. All right, Magdalena, my favorite. Thank you, Ray Makes Sweets. Ray Makes Sweets. I got you there, Iron Wolf. I'm just playing around with you too. Let's see. あーそっくりですね。ありがとうございます。昨日頑張ってこのポーズを、まあ、映画から撮ったものなんですけど、この周りの背景のとことかはもう、あれですよね、想像。 あ、でしたでした。レイミックススイーツも、あれですね、大阪コミコンに参加しましたか？ごめんなさい。ページをインスタでこう拝見させていただいてるけど、えっと、レイさんは、ああ、すごい可愛い写真がいっぱい貼ってありますよね。リス編み込みとマーも共通の友達よね。何が好きイラストを描いたり。あ、よし。オッケー。はい、じゃあ次行きます。大阪コミコンに、ジェイソン・モモアさんが来ていただいているので、結構 Oh, hello, Mr. Tickle Mr. Tickle Trunk. And Empty, good to see your YouTube too. Yeah, I'm gonna call this one quits. And I don't like to overwork stuff, so if I feel I'm at a good point, I just stop. Otherwise, I have the great ability to overwork things. So I'm just gonna. I like to give myself a time limit too, because I have to pretend like I'm working at Comic Con. I'll just put like little bit of a signature in here. There we go. That'll work. All right, one down. And acting less is more. Exactly. Simple is best. There's some close-ups. There's a lot of like cross-hatching and stuff that I did yesterday. And I make like time-lapse videos of this. So if you check out the time-lapse video, you can see the whole process. But I debated on what to do with the hand here, and I was coming back and forth, but because there's not a lot of room to work with, but I felt like I did it justice. So put that to the side. Japanese typing is much easier on a keyboard than phone. Yes, it is. That I in a lot of the time, MP, I'll make the effort to if I have to choose to do like send a mail, I'll go right to the computer just because of that. Thank you. Now we're gonna do like a bit of a 180 here, and I got a couple of Jason Momoa commissions. One without his suit on, one with the suit on. So this one's with the suit. Where did my where did those go? Mm. And then this one is watercolor. And the other one is also watercolor. So two watercolors. All right, so reference photos. There we go. All righty. Hold on one second. ありがとう、かっこいい。ももは、ありがとうございます。ももは今日は2枚描きます。もう昨日タリスで下書きとインクを塗ったんですけど、今日は色をつけます。こっちの方は、スーツつけるんで、こっちの方はもう、まあ、裸というか、スーツなし。All right. Let me put on some more music. Have to have some music playing. But thank you again for everybody coming out here. Appreciate it. All righty, next one. All right. Crazy beautiful, this memoir. Thank you, Ever. What's up, Low Spec? All right. Oh, you know what? I checked out Stargate, D. Ronnie. I haven't gotten to the Atlantis one yet. I need to check those out. All right. I need my. Ooh, what's that open for? That's dangerous. My inkwell was open. That could have been a very big blunder. This out of the way. He shows up in season 2. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I heard he was good in that. I'm my first introduction to him, which I think was the same for many people, was Game of Thrones, of course, is Khal Drogo. So I keep a couple strands of hair here. Okay. "髪の毛はすごいね。ありがとう、MP。結構時間がかかった。それが一番時間かかったかな。Alright. My brushes are all over the place. Okay. He was so good as Drago. I know. Or Drogo. Khal Drogo. Drago, it's almost like, what's his face from Rocky? Dolph Lundgren. Drogo. Alright. I'm gonna give this, I'm gonna try to use as few colors as possible, so I'm gonna limit myself here to just yellow ochre, a red, and a blue. Let's just stick with that. Ivan Drago, yes. And then I'll throw a blue in the background. Just put in like a very simple blue. Ultramarine, just mix it just a little bit of black. Let's go. I was doing another commission just like this. I've never watched or read any of the Game of Thrones series. I mean, the first 4 seasons were beautiful, great, and then the books, to be honest, like, every season, the books are written so well. There's they're written amazingly well, and before every season I didn't get into the books until after I started watching the TV series, and both of them were really, really, really enjoyable, so I'd read all the books that were done. Oh, no, I wouldn't read past where I hadn't seen yet, but then I got to the point where, like, before every season, I would read all the books up to that season, and then, um, whatchamacallit, when it got to the point where it surpassed the books, I was like, "Well, I'll just keep on reading the books and see what happens." And then they went and, like, yeah, like, Iron Wolf is saying here, especially season 8, I mean, I was still on board, like, after season 6 and 7 was like, "Oh, this is something's going on here I don't like," and then season 8 was just like, "Oh my gosh." There was, like, 1 episode that I enjoyed in season 8, and that was it. Just 1 episode. Everything else just felt wrong. Season 8 doesn't exist. Exactly, MP. I it was just I remember every single week getting so excited or every single episode, the theme music would come on, you'd be really, really excited, and, you couldn't keep your eyes off. You would rewatch the episode over and over again to try to get every, like, bit that you could out of it. But I remember the last season, I would es especially the last episode, I f I f like, was looking at my phone, I wasn't paying attention, I skipped past stuff. It was just horrible. Most of it just walking around, all of your characters sorry, I've got my dryer on. All of your characters weren't acting like themselves, like, it was just, "Ooh, what's going on here?" And you knew they were just, "Hey, let's just finish it, throw it finish it, call it wraps, and just move on to our Star Wars project," which they didn't get. Um, yeah, and yes, and since then, Iron Wolf, I haven't gone back and read the books again since then. I can't do it, like, because not because of the TV show. No, not because of the TV show, but because I I know that the books are so much more entertaining, and until George R. R. Martin gets around to actually finishing them, if he ever does, then I'll go back and read them, but until then, I have 0 interest in it. It's so sad because I've reread those so many times. Oh, his gloves are on. Careful Witcher. Oh, yeah, Witcher. I watched the first season of Witcher, and a an I tried to watch, I think it was, like, 1 episode of the 2nd season. I was like, "No, I'm out. Done. No, not even gonna bother with it." I and it took, to be honest, like, after Game of Thrones was finished, it took me a long time to get back into watching anything syndicated again. I just because you put so much heart and soul. We weren't making it, but you know, we were the ones who we were very invested in where the series was going and what the outcome of our characters were gonna be, and we were not, given something of quality, just to be frank about it. And I think for a lot of people, not just myself, you know, just because you followed that for years, for years, for years, for years, and you were so emotionally invested in it that you wanted to see something that was deserving of all of the time that we dedicated to it, and we didn't get that. And when that happens, you're really like, okay, something else happens, some other show comes up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to give it that kind of, especially like a long-term show, a long-running show. I don't think I'm going to be able to give it that uh, kind of dedication because I don't. I'm going to feel like I'm going to be tricked again or not treated respectfully. And I think that's what happened with Witcher too. They brought in people for that first season, and then everything else just kind of like. So yeah, as soon as I got the warning signs, I dipped out. It's like, no, not gonna even bother with it. Not even gonna bother with it. So, but what I could say with certainty is I really, really, really enjoyed Shogun. Thought Shogun was great. Um, I don't think they should make a season 2 for it. The reason is because there's no source material. James Clavell only wrote 1 book. Let's just and I know Hollywood saw how popular it was, and they wanna make as much money off of that as they can, but you would have to bring in some extremely, extremely, extremely talented writers, and I just don't think the people out there it's like going, "Oh, yeah, I mean, let's do something as good as James Clavell did." It's like, "No, you that's it's a world that he created, and you just can't jump in there and make a part 2." Yes, MP, I have, and I've watched, all up until, like, the last 2 seasons because I read the books as well, and I really enjoyed the books, but then they started changing the story in that too, and it's like, "Ah," because that one guy got canceled, and, yeah, first 2 seasons of The Expanse were so good, exactly, yeah, and I just couldn't bring myself to last after the pilot, I'm forgetting all my characters' names. I love the books, though. The books were so good. But to be honest, I haven't finished the books either. They did that, spoiler alert for any people who are looking to read The Expanse. They skipped forward in time. It's like, "Oh, no. What are you doing?" I felt weird about that. I don't know how you guys felt, but, I was like, "Oh, no. I feel like I missed out on so much." Oh, okay, okay. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Well, if you've watched the series, then I'm not spoiling the books. Well, maybe I spoiled them a bit. 'Cause I don't know if they do that in the series. I haven't finished the series. Uh-oh. Forgive me, MP. Yeah, that first book is a classic. I quite enjoyed a lot of them that came afterwards too. I and that's a series I'd actually go back and read. Uh, well, oh, man, just keeps on going out of focus. Oh, it does? Oh. I really liked how the TV show, like, adapted a lot of the science that was in the books as well. So cool how they did that. Yes, that's true. Now MP, I don't know how you feel about audiobooks, but that's how I get everything is audiobooks. But I'm sure, like, they have, like, Kindle versions, but I don't know if I can't do the whole Kindle thing, like, reading I just can't do that. I don't know what it is. I would rather do it's really weird. I'd rather do, like, an audiobook than a Kindle. Insecurities. Kindle is the antichrist. I felt Oh, okay. I prefer reading actual books to Kindle, and my attention span would definitely not handle audiobooks as well. Yeah, I listen to audiobooks all the time now, but you'll find yourself doing something, you'll be like, "What just happened the last 5 minutes?" And if a book isn't really engaging you, like, if it's just you'll miss out on so much. I prefer reading, yeah, yeah, yeah. If it's a book I've read a lot, yeah, like, I've read the Harry Potter ones several times. So reading makes a huge effect as well. Some are just boring. Yeah. Oh, I got you. I got you. Yeah, the narrator, the I said to myself, "I'm just gonna use a few colors with this," but I've got this palette of watercolors, and I'm just going all over the place, something I was trying not to do. Darn it. I find whenever I use too many watercolors, things kinda get muddied. But I'm just gonna put in these, colors first and then go back in there and do some of the scales afterwards. I wish it would focus in on here. Alright. Hairdryer time. Yeah, it probably is. I have plexiglass on here. So I'm gonna add a couple pieces of tape here too. Where's that tape? Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's where I'm worried about the AI robots in the future, especially if they consider us redhead gingers to have no souls. MP, I checked out your gaming stream a bit the other day, but I'm so not a gamer at all. Like I haven't done any gaming since college, which was many moons ago. So it's difficult for me to kind of like follow gaming streams. Yeah, not all gingers. There is such a thing as ginger side. Well, if they go by the history of us humans, they might think that gingers are without souls, and things without souls do not deserve to live. So they might start just taking us out. Got to be careful. I'm gonna play around with this water here for a bit. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'm just gonna play around. No problem. I hope it's going well. MP here is trying to uh, yeah, get some more eyes on her activities. So if you guys want to go check out her stuff, if there's a link or anything you'd like me to share, MP, just go ahead and throw me a link on Instagram or something, like on a private message, and I'll put it up here on the chat if you want me to. if there's anything you'd like me to promote. We're playing the Ramses Head mission from Dark Forces. Ah, yes, yes, yes. It's a size. Oh, no, it's my pleasure. We're all here for each other. I can multitask here. So if you send me something on Instagram, like a link or something, I'll just throw it up there if you want me to. It would be my pleasure. Or better than that, well, but yeah, it's always nice to let me do this. There you go. I think I gave you a wrench. So I think you have one. So if you have, I think if you've got a wrench, you could put your link up there if you want to. No problem at all. All right, I'm going to put some scales on here. Yeah, just don't hit anybody with it. Not too hard. No problem. Oh, there you go, everybody. So if you'd like to check out empty stuff, go for it. Now, the person that ordered this commission, she saw me doing this same commission for somebody else, and she's like, "Oh, I just want that." I was like, "Okay, but I can't promise that it'll look exactly the same because I don't like to just make copies of stuff." But hopefully, she'll be happy with this one. I'm going to be sending off all of these. I've got 6 pictures to send off tomorrow. I'd like to get maybe 8 done. And never learned the wrench technique in karate, so I'll leave it out. Okay, that's all right. I mean, it is one of those secret, um techniques, secret skills that they can kill a man. So you got to be, with great power comes responsibility, kind of thing. Yeah. I'm gonna give some highlight in here. Now, this is great for adding whites. Dr. P.H. Martin's bleed proof white. It says bleed proof. I don't know why they call it that because it bleeds, but it's good. Um, for coming in here and added some highlights in afterwards. I can't wait to show you guys I could talk about it. I just can't show you the artwork. I did some sketch cards for Batman. Um, for Batman, whatchamacallit? Dark Knight Metal, Dark Knight's Metal. I can't show you any of the artwork until I get the A-OK for that, but I've sent them off to the company. They got the A-OK. They were really excited about them. So hopefully I'll be able to show those to you guys sometime in the near future. Uh-oh, I'm kind of scared there, Iron Wolf. Should I be worried? Uh-oh, I'll have to check that out in a second. Let me finish some of these highlights here real quick. There we go. That's better. Just give a couple of these sparkly ones here and there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. This is one of those things I got from Ryan Benjamin, who was featured artist at the Comic Con. He's been at Tokyo and Osaka Comic Con for the last few years, and I found this through him, and it's been such a lifesaver. I'm going to call this one finished here pretty soon. I don't like to give myself. I like again, got to time myself. I can get lost in these details and just work forever. But I think I'm going to go ahead and call it quits. Uh-oh. Jujitsu is more effective than the wrench technique for sure. Oh yes, definitely agree. Definitely agree. Unless you're using the wrench like a shuriken. No, stop. Oh no, stop working. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I wasn't feeling the background there. So add a little bit of black to the green to kind of There we go. That's what I needed. Ah, that's it. That's exactly what I needed. Ah, too late. Too late indeed. All right. I'm gonna call this one finished. Let's dry it off. And then I'm gonna check out that Twitter. Although I'm scared too. Now this came out nice. Happy with it. Uh-oh. I'm getting memed. Yeah, and I'm gonna do one more live, and then I'm gonna grab me a bite to eat, and then I started on another one yesterday. I'm just not. I wasn't. I think I was a bit tired when I started on it, so I'm gonna. I might go back and rework it, but this one I'm gonna call. Actually, let me throw my name in there real quick. There we go. All right, and there's Momoa. Yeah. Thank you. All right, another one down, and then another Momoa. I'm gonna put this tape in the middle. So the tape over a bit. There we go. Let me check this Twitter out. His right eye looks evil though. Yeah. Well, I kind of like that because he, his, I mean, if you look at what he looks like, I mean, he looks like the Undertaker or somebody. He looks quite evil in all of his poses. Oh no. Here we go, Twitter. What am I going to get into here? What have you done, Iron Wolf? Shaolin Gung Fu Monk? I like the Ginger Panther. I think that I should be the next one. The Ginger Panther. We need one. Bring it on. Ooh, that's a nice one. Sorry, I'm looking at Shaolin Gung Fu Monk. Oh, somebody's it works for projectile weapons. I can think of three areas where this wouldn't be true. What? I commented, oh dude, I commented on some of the acolyte stuff. Ginger Panther came out when they started washing out all the well, yeah. His mantra is uh no sun, no fun. Um whatchamacallit, I commented on the whatchamacallit, the Acolyte TV show. And I basically just said I made I haven't watched any of it. I'm not gonna watch any of it. But they had one of the characters get like three holes in the back of her. So I made it a tic tac board. I thought it was quite funny. But then I get like bots or shills or somebody to tell me that like to comment on my meme, but I don't even respond to them because it's a waste of time. Oh yeah, I don't care about what people say. Like I people comment on it and I just ignore them. But Yeah, I thought it was, I thought it was funny, having it reminded me, I don't know if you've ever seen Hot Shots with, what's his face, Val Kilmer? It's one of his spoof, movies he did, like, The Naked Gun, and there's this part where they're having, like, a shootout with the Germans, like, the Nazis, and they're, like, busting out the glass with their, um, guns, and they make a tic tac board with, like, the window when they're busting out or shooting through it. Kinda reminded me of, whenever I saw the 3 holes in her back. I was like, "Oh, I can make that into a tic tac board." Alright. Yeah, I stopped watching a long time ago. Um, but I still love the old stuff a lot. Yeah, that's what um, yeah, I just yeah, it's just Disney Star Wars. I mean, the problem is like when you get something and you're like, you buy it because it's cool, and you're like, "Ooh, I can make it cooler." It's like, no, you don't need to make it cooler. You just stick with what it is, and then people already like it. You don't have to go out of your way to try to make it cooler. It's like, "Oh, I got the Mona Lisa. I'm gonna paint on top of it and make it better." And 99.99999% of the time, you're just going to, mess it up. So, there's that. Alright, I'm gonna get back to painting here. Enough about Star Wars. Alright, I'm debating on whether I'm making this you know what? I'm gonna make this look like he's under sea. It's funny because the original Star Wars isn't without its problems too, but at least it was yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, everything's got its problems, and the original ones definitely I mean, especially I think a lot of people have problems with Return of the Jedi, but still it was fun. I loved it, and I still to this day, I still love it because whenever that came out, I was oh geez, that came out what, 83 or 85? Was Return of the Jedi 85? 83, 83. Okay, I was originally 83, yeah. 83. Uh, how old was I? I was 5 years old, and I remember seeing that, um, I saw that at the theater, and I loved it. Yeah, 83, yeah, I would have been 5 years old, probably going on 6 when it came out. Uh, I to this day, I enjoyed those 3 movies, great, love them. 'Em. I'm not a prequels fan, I'll be honest, but, lately, I've been thinking about giving them a chance again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you know, and to be honest, it's not his well, we could go into a long talk about this, but it wasn't completely his fault, it's just sometimes the writing I think it was just the writing that, got in the way, and he just wasn't given George Lucas didn't have enough of people to give him some tough love, if you know what I mean. You know what? I think I'm gonna make this look like he's underwater. So to do that, I'm gonna go ahead and make everything I'm gonna go with this color, I think. Yeah, I made a decision. Uh, yeah, the 3rd film. Yeah, it's been a long I'll be honest, I only watched the, uh, whatchamacallit oh my gosh, I can't Attack of the Clones and, re blah, 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 blah. What's the last one called? Of the Sith? Revenge of the Sith, right? Revenge of the Sith, am I is that right? Sorry, horrible with names. Um, I only watched those 2 movies once. I watched, am I gonna use this color or not? No, I've made a decision not to. I'm gonna use a different one. Um, I watched, the first one, Phantom Menace, a few times. Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna go back and give them a chance again and try to enjoy them for what they are. All right, I'm gonna go through the whole thing with this blue, make it look like he's underwater. Yeah, you gotta take chances. Don't know if it's gonna work or not, but you gotta try. Revenge of the Sith, thank you. Yeah. So yeah, I've only watched that once. I only watched Attack of the Clones once, and I remember I watched them in the theater, both in the theater, and I remember just walking out being like, no, it didn't do it for me at all. And that's how I felt at the time. I just never went back and watched it again because I just felt like, yeah, it wasn't a reason to. I'll just stick with the original. But I can tell you something that I'm really excited for, and I don't know about you guys. Oh, I wonder if my Instagram still going on? I know sometimes they close things out after an hour or so. I think it's still up, right? Let me go check. Oh no, it's still on. It's still fine. Okay. I'm really excited about Nosferatu. Are you talking about with OT to prequels to sequels? Well, I no, you can't even call the sequels Picasso. No, 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 no. You went from Rembrandt to okay, well, I'll give you Rembrandt to prequels for me. Uh, okay, hold on a second. OT Rembrandt. I love Rembrandt, by the way. He's one of my favorites. Prequels. I'm trying to think of who I would go for prequels. An artist who I saw was like, all right, let's go with yeah, okay, I'll call it Matisse. We'll go Matisse. And then the sequels would be like you see some of those artists on Twitter, those performance artists who will like jump on a trampoline with a brush in their hand and sell the picture for like $1 billion. I know a billion is exaggeration, but for like millions of dollars, yeah, that's the prequel or the sequels. Yeah. All right, what was it? I gotta draw his tattoos in. I've drawn his tattoos. I'm just gonna go over with yeah. Oh, Jackson Pollock. Yeah, it's funny. I've been watching a lot of videos where people say that that was all like making that kind of art famous was just done with by the CIA. A lot of those artists were like funded by the CIA and they were doing it in order to try to kill art, destroy art. But you know why you can't destroy art? Because you have comics and you have people who go out and do like amazing work in that kind of entertainment field, which actually reaches a lot more of the masses nowadays than something at an exhibition. And I guarantee when you go to who, Jackson Pollock? No, Jackson Pollock's passed away. He did the splatters. And I'll admit, I'm not gonna lie, um, I've seen some Jackson Pollock in person, and I enjoy there's a thing about abstract art that's difficult for people to, uh I don't understand it all, and I don't appreciate it all, but what I do understand about some abstract art is that it really it's difficult to explain. You kinda gotta turn off your senses and just let you're going back to, like, the basics, the foundations of your art. Now, I don't believe that abstract art is for the masses. I never have thought it was, and I think if you go to, like, for example, I went recently to, what was it? I went to a Monet exhibition in Osaka, and it was there were lines all like, the waiting was crazy, like, you had to wait forever just to get in, and, I don't think you would see that at just, like, a, random abstract exhibition just because it doesn't communicate to people, uh, but that's okay. It is what it is, and some people could appreciate it. If you don't, you don't. That's fine. There's some abstract art that I really get into, and others I'm just like, "Nah, this isn't my cup of tea." Monet was great, yes. His exhibition his work is just insanely good. His ability to capture light and shadow, ugh, like, he's one of the best. Hello, Hot Grapes Comics. Good to see ya. That's on the Instagram side, by the way. No, impressionism isn't abstract, no, it's not. Van Gogh is my favorite. I've actually got a poster of him up in my studio here. He's without a doubt my favorite. Another one who I really love is Musha. Musha is amazing. We had a Musha exhibition here in in my city, and it was up for a few months. I went there. I think I went there 5 times, maybe. It just so amazing, so good. Man, Momoa, you've got a bunch of tats on you. Yeah. Oh yes, I've been to a couple of Van Gogh exhibitions, and uh, you know, I've seen a lot of like individual pieces at other exhibitions, but his work, without a doubt, is the not just the color. Like the one thing that you will never get from a Van Gogh piece in a book that you will get in person is he put globs of paint. I mean, just stacked the paint on top of it. Just put globs of paint on there, and it that in itself creates so much texture and light and shadow that whenever you take a picture of it, a photo of it, you just lose a lot of that. But when you see a piece in person, it sticks with you. And I think that's a I enjoy actually looking at a Van Gogh piece up close as much as I do far away. And I think you could say that with some artists, but not all. Dude, look at all these tattoos, guy. This guy's covered in them. Yes, definitely texture. You got to go see him MP. If you ever get the chance, do it. You will not regret it. Um, and it was amazing to see his change because he was studying under um, the Dutch painters at first, and a lot of their work is really dark, and it kind of shows the um, well, with like for lack of a better word, it shows like the dark side of life. Not like dark isn't like pain and misery, but kind of to the like the use of colors and everything uh, gave you a feeling of almost like desperation and darkness and uh, just the you know, maybe the struggle of life. But then he went to France to study. Well, thank you, Iron. Then he went to France to study color theory, and when he went there to study that, you could see like complete 180 in his artwork. And I enjoy both like his older work as well, but no, definitely without a doubt, after he went to France, his work just skyrocketed. And I'm wondering if that time is coming for me as well, somewhere in the future, because I feel like I'm with my colors, I'm still struggling. And I've read books, watched videos, but I haven't gotten to the point where I feel like, oh yes, I feel 100% confident with what I'm doing with color. Yes, him and his brother were very close. Uh, his brother's name was Theo, right? Oh no, what have I done here? I believe it's Theo. Let me look it up. Van Gogh's brother's name. Yeah, Theo. I was right. Theo. Theo Van Gogh. There you go. Come on. All right, I'm gonna go through here and just remove some of the paint. I'm not gonna go in there with white. I'm gonna go in here with a wet brush and remove some of the paint to bring out some of the highlights. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe mean, if you look at the work that he did and all the suffering that he's going through mentally, you know, I mean, when they say rest in peace, I really believe that he was, at peace afterwards. Unfortunate, very unfortunate, but let's get some water in here. What time have we got? 1:20. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit more work on this. Just add in some highlights here. Thank you. Yeah, I'm debating whether or not to go back in here and add in some warm colors. I'm gonna try it out though. I'm gonna add in just a bit of a skin tone over this blue wash and then see what happens. I don't know what's gonna happen. I have a feeling I know what's gonna happen, but you never know. Because paint sometimes it reacts differently depending on what kind of paper you're using, blah blah blah. All right. All right. Okay, I'm gonna hit a dryer quick. Well, I was thinking about some green, but I think I'm gonna try because this blue is it's different than what you can see on screen, but this blue has got greenish to it because the camera's not capturing it. So I'm gonna try to go in with some burnt sienna. Burnt sienna is kind of a warm brown, this guy, and see what happens. Just have fun. Yeah, I think this is gonna work. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Just to give some tints of warmth to it. Yeah, that's kinda working. I like it. Oh, that's good of your parents. Yeah, this is cool. It has a very I don't know how to explain it, royal feel to it. あんただし。Oh, shoot. Actually, I do have to finish because I've got a refrigerator coming in today around 2 o'clock. So I need to get that kitchen ready. Whoops. Almost forgot about that. All right. I'm going to work on this for about a couple minutes and call it a wrap. Just add in a couple highlights here. Oh. Yeah, I'm working way too much for this for like this size. But oh well. Yeah, the highlight just changes it all. It gives it so much more volume. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call this one a wrap. All right. Cool, guys. Thank you for stopping by. I'm gonna, yeah, finish this one, call this one finished, and then let's give it a little bit of sign it. There we go. Done. Thank you, Empty. Thank you, Iron Wolf. Let me Oh, I appreciate it, Empty. And thank you for sharing your site with us as well. There's a close up. Pshaw. Raw. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you so much. One more time, 3 pieces done. Ian McKellen as Magneto. Second one, Jason Momoa. And third one, Jason Momoa. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna try to do some more live stream later on. We'll see how it goes later this afternoon. So, if you have time, drop by then. Yeah, yeah, close up. It looks because the lighting and everything, it kind of takes away from the volume and the color and everything. But I need to invest in a better camera somewhere down the line. All right, I better get headed out here and get this kitchen ready. You guys have a good day. Thank you for dropping by, and hope to see you again sometime soon.